Hi everyone. Today the topic of my presentation is decline in emperor penguin population. Before starting this presentation, I want to excuse that I'm not a person with background in biology or ecology, but still I am more curious about biodiversity and climate change impacts, so I chose this topic. So this emperor penguin, they're only found in Antarctica and they're the largest among the 18 penguin species. And these emperor penguins adults, they can weigh up to 30 kilograms and their height is for adults about 1.1 to 1.3 meters. And their lifespan is typically 20 years in the wild. But some report shows that they can live up to 40 years. You can see picture of emperor penguin over here. They're the largest penguin species. And these penguins, they breed and raise their young mostly on fast ice. So what fast ice is, that is shown in this picture. So they're a floating platform of frozen ice, which is connected to the land. So during the younger age or up to when penguin is able to form their feathers, these penguin chicks, they spend their time on fast ice and then they can move to the land and they live their life around the Antarctic ice. So let's see some of the features of these penguins. So like all penguin species, emperor penguins have streamlined bodies to minimize swimming drag and wings that are more like stiff, flat flippers. And their tongues, they have rear-facing barbs to prevent prey from escaping when caught. And emperors have excellent insulation in the form of several layers of scale-like feathers. They have small bills and flippers to conserve heat in proportion to their overall size. And they have fat layers in their overall body, and particularly on the feet to prevent them from freezing. And they have strong claws for gripping the ice. And there is another survival mechanism. They do huddle together to keep warm. This huddling instinct means they do not defend any territory. So the emperor penguins is the only species of penguin that is not territorial. So it looks so cute. They're very social creature. They spend their time together and they huddle together to keep them warm during winter time. And moving to their diet consists primarily of fish, but they also consume krill and squid. And on the right side of this slide, you can see a picture of krill. So while hunting, this emperor penguin, they can remain submerged for around 20 minutes and they can dive to depths of 535 meters. So how it is possible? So these emperor penguins have several adaptations to facilitate this hunting, which includes unusual structure of hemoglobin to allow it to function at low oxygen levels, and they have solid bonds to reduce barotrauma. That means like when they go to different pressures deep into the ocean waters, the bond structure won't get disturbed. So the bond structure will protect them and they have ability to reduce its metabolism and shut down non-essential organ functions. So that's fantastic. And moving to the breeding, they're the only penguin species that breeds during the Antarctic winter. The female will lay a single egg at a time, and these penguins arrive at their preferred breeding sites at late March to April. So their preferred breeding site is fast ice, and they lay eggs from May to June. And these eggs hatch after 65 days, and chicks fetch during December to January. So the fast ice on which they breed must remain stable between April to January to ensure successful breeding. So male emperor penguins will not eat for up to 4 months from the time they arrive at the colony to breed until the eggs have hatched and the mother returns to feed. So male emperors, they will lose around 12 kilograms, about half of their weight, while waiting for the eggs to hatch. So how climate change and melting of Antarctic glaciers affect these penguins? So this picture shows the ice mass change in billion metric tons from 2002. Why from 2002? too, because there is sharp change in this ice mass since 2002, and it's evident in this graph. You can see that 150 billion tons per year. So how this affects this climate change impacts emperor penguin. These penguins travel inland to reach breeding sites located at the base of the permanent ice cliffs, and these cliffs provide them shelter from like during the freezing weather and strong wind. But it's also important that this platform is available for the duration of the chicks rearing period. As global warming alters the patterns of ice break art and stability, the fast ice disappears before the chicks are ready to go to sea. So such scenarios put the survival of emperor penguins at risk. Last year, there was a study shows that several colonies of emperor penguins near Billinghausen Sea were subjected to catastrophic breeding failure due to rapid sea ice decline. So around the sea, there are 5 breeding sites, and all these breeding sites were experienced like breeding failures, but one location it got like complete breeding failure during the fast ice breakup before the start of the fledgling period of 2022. This happened during 2022 breeding season, and this paper has the Fretwell at 2023. It has all the details of this incident, and in this slide, I've shown those pictures. On the left-hand side, you can see 2 satellite images. First one is taken on 10th October 2022, and second one is on 10th December 2022. And you can see the difference in the fast ice. It's also written as like sea ice. It's the same fast ice, which is attached to the main ice land. So in Sentinel-2, that's the satellite detail. So in this imaginary, the fast ice was clearly broken up, leaving only loose pack ice and a few large bergs. It appears that at least some of the penguins have moved onto the foot of the large berg near the coast because they have in the paper they have some evidence of movement of this penguin colonies, but the chicks there is no any signs showing that the chicks survived on this berg. It's unknown, and it's very unlikely because they're not developed yet to escape from this. And this image is from the island Malay Island, and the case is the same for all the 5 locations. So emperor penguins, they're highly vulnerable in the warming climate, and seasonal fluctuations and environmental conditions such as sea ice extent influence the length of foraging trips. Like it affects the trip. Like male penguins will be on one location and female penguins will be on the search of food. So the ice extents influence the length of the trips, energy expenditure, and the abundance of the important prey. And therefore, there's significant impact on both adult and chick survival. So if present rates of warming persist, over 90% of emperor colonies will be quasi-extinct by the end of this century. Their populations have never been subjected to large-scale hunting or suffered from habitat loss. Yeah, ice melting is there, but still they have some space to live for now. Overfishing and other local anthropogenic interactions, nothing is there in the modern era. Therefore, climate change is the only major driver of the long-term population change. So we can work together to reduce the impact of climate change. Thank you, everyone.